In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your app inside iTunes Connect. So after you log into iTunes Connect, you want to go to the Add a New App. And when you do, this is the first screen you're going to see. So default language, you're going to choose. App name is going to be the app name that you want. Now, if you're still not sure yet, you can always change this later on before you submit your app to get approved. So don't worry if you don't know exactly what you want it to be. You can always change it. The SKU number, according to Apple, is just a unique ID for your app. So you can use letters, numbers, hyphens, periods, and underscores. So the SKU number basically is just random stuff. So I always just type in random numbers here. It doesn't really matter what you put. The bundle ID is going to be the one for your specific app. So if you have more than one created, when you click on this, you're going to see multiple ones. So just choose the one related to your app. And then when you're done, you're going to click the continue button. On this page, you're going to set the availability date and the price. If you don't know exactly when you want to release it or the price, you can always change it later on. What I usually do is I just set the date for 1 year ahead. Now, I'm not going to release my app 1 year from now, but I just don't know when Apple is going to approve it, if it's going to take 5 days or 10 days. And then I also want to be able to control myself the date that the app is released, not let Apple determine when it is released. And for our Slots app, it's going to be free. If you want to choose paid, you certainly can. You can just choose the appropriate price. And then here, if you click on specific stores, you can see all the different countries that it will be sold in. By default, it will be sold in all countries. Here, you're going to input the version number, and then which might be probably 1.0, the copyright. And here you're going to choose the category for your app. Just choose whatever category you want. And then once you do, you might see subcategories. So then you can choose different subcategories for each section. And for some reason, it doesn't want to let me choose different subcategories. Let's try. All right, well, it's not letting me choose, but basically under games, there's a bunch of different subcategories for games. So choose the two most relevant ones for your app. Here is, you can choose a second category. It says it's optional. From what I have learned from other developers, the second category is pretty much meaningless. So it doesn't really matter what you choose here. Down here in the ratings, this is important. Everything's going to be none except for simulated gambling. That's going to be frequent and intense. So you want to make sure you check that one. If you don't, it will get rejected, and Apple will let you know that you have to set it at that one. And just as a side note, when you click frequent and intense, it says that your app will not be sold in Korea because of that. I don't know why, but it's just a law. Metadata description, you're going to input your description here. For now, what I usually do, because I'm not ready to type in a description, I just type in some words just so I can save all this data. And then later on, I can come back and edit my description. Same thing with keywords. You need to put something in order to save it. So I'm just going to type some gibberish here. Same thing with the keywords. You need a support URL in order to save everything. So just let's create, I'm just going to put Twitter for now. And then contact information, you do need to put your name, last name, email address, phone number. They say they need it in case they need to contact you. I've never been contacted by them, but it's good to have just in case. Review notes, optional. I usually leave it blank. I usually don't have, my apps aren't that complicated, so I don't need to put any additional notes. The same thing with the demo account. I usually leave it blank. And then here you need to add an app icons, and you need to add screenshots. So this app is a universal app. So we will eventually need to add screenshots for the 3.5-inch screen, the 4-inch screen, and the iPad screens. So in order to save, all this information that you have done so far, you need to add screenshots and an icon. So you can just add in anything you want just as a placeholder. Later on, you can come back here. You will want to come back here and then update it to the correct ones. And so after you've input all that information, then click on the Save button.